Hey guys, it's Sarah Schneider with NurtureLife.org. If you are new to me, I'm a holistic nutritionist and I help mamas reset, heal, and nurse their bodies so that they can achieve lasting and sustainable weight loss. So today I want to talk about something a little bit different. I know I've been on here in High Performance Female the last few weeks, but today I wanted to do something different. I wanted to talk about how your energy, your personality influences your weight to show up in the world and how that influences your health journey. Because, sorry, I feel like I have lipstick in my teeth. Uh, so, your energy, the way that you show up in the world, it's going to influence the way you need to integrate certain types of plans, like a certain type of plan into your life so that you can actually get healthy and all that good stuff, okay? So let me try and explain myself a little bit better. I believe that there are essentially 4 types of energy, and there's a ton of modalities that organize energy and things like that, organize types of energy and things like that. But the one that I follow the most is the one that I just typically identify with better than any of the other ones. And there's 4 types, okay? So I wanted to talk about what those 4 types are and then how those 4 types influence our need to have a unique health and healing plan and what that would look like for each type, right? Okay. So type 1. Type 1 energies are amazing, right? These mamas, and I always say mamas because I work with mamas usually, these mamas are those bubbly, excited, fun, light, really bright personalities. These are the ones that when they laugh, they giggle, they tend to have childlike features, they tend to look a lot younger than they really are. They're very fun people, okay? So that's a type 1 mama. A type 1 mama shows up with excitement and joy, okay? Then you have a type 2. A type 2 energy is a very soft, gentle, thoughtful, kind, sweet energy. And I'm not talking that like if you're a type 2, then you aren't going to have traits of all of them, right? That this is in general. This is the type 2 personality. So like just because I'm saying these guys are kind or these mamas are kind doesn't mean like nobody else is. It just means that these are their dominant personality type, right? These mamas want things to be comfortable, not only for themselves, but everybody else around them. These are the peacemakers. These are the mamas that type 1, 3, and 4 strive to be, right? They're the ones that can gently and calmly guide and help navigate their kids to what they need to be doing. They're not going to be raising their voice, right? Then you have type 3 mamas. Type 3 mamas are full of big, intense energy. These are the get shit done mamas, right? These are the moms that have huge to-do lists and they knock it off, and they're not so much worried about the process as they are worried, or not worried, but they're not really concerned about the process. They just want to get things done. They want to get those things off the to-do list. They want results. These are result-driven people, super ambitious, and they kind of also have like that tunnel vision of like, this is what I need to do and everything else needs to like just back away and I'm just going to focus on this one thing and get it done. They don't care about the process. They don't care about enjoying it necessarily because the joy comes from the results, okay? So these are our entrepreneurs. These are our, business owners. These are doers. And then you have type 4 personality. And I have to say, like, if I lean any way, it's a type 4. It is an intense, introverted kind of energy. It's very logical, very strategic, very calculated. These mamas often say the word exactly. When you're having a conversation with them, they'll say, exactly, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because everything needs to be precise, everything needs to be organized. There's like no loosey-goosey, just kind of free-spirited about type 4, right? They're very structured people. So, recap. Type 1, bubbly, fun, joy-filled. Type 2, thoughtful, kind, really wants everybody to be comfortable. Type 3, go, 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 push, 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 results driven. And then type 4 is a very methodical, logical, strategic type of energy. So this is why it's important to understand your true authentic energy so that you can develop a method for your health and wellness journey that works for you. Because what's going to work for a type 1 is not going to work for a type 4. It's just not possible. And when I talk about authentic energy, there's two different types, right? We have the authentic energy, and that is who we truly are when nobody else is around, and we don't have to feel like, some of us feel like we have to prove ourselves or whatever. That's not the energy I'm talking about. Like, that's pseudo energy. I'm talking about who we are when no one is looking, when we're sitting on our couch at night. Are we wanting to be like out and about and super fun and excited and like wanting to do things? Or are we sitting down and reading over research? Like, that's the kind of stuff, guys, that I do on a Friday night. That's why I'm a type 4. Like, I'm always consuming information. That's a type 4 personality. So that's what I'm talking about, is where are you and where's your authentic self? And then, are you showing up as your real true energy, or are you trying to be something that you're not? Okay, so for example, if you are truly a type 4 but you feel like you need to be that type 3 energy, like you feel like you need to go, 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 be, cross things off the list, and you're constantly trying to cram your square peg into your triangular hole, it's never going to work. And that's the problem, is so much of the time we want a health journey to look a certain way because we think that that's how it has to be successful. And that's often not the case, because if you are trying to approach a health journey in a certain way, and a way that doesn't serve you, in a way that doesn't honor who you are, it's never going to work. It will never work. And that's the biggest problem I see. So what I like to do is I like to understand what kind of energy my clients are, right? So then I can understand how are we going to integrate this in. I'm always talking about the nourishment blueprint process, and that's kind of like my signature thing. And it's all about how there are 80 million variants in the human genome. Okay, and we all need a different set of needs, right? So there's 80 million variants. That makes you unique, and so that is going to cause you to need different physical things, right? So you're going to have to figure out which foods need to be included or excluded so that you can physically feel great. We're also going to have to look at the emotional side of it, right? We have to figure out what kind of head and heart work you need. Is it, you know, a deeply rooted issue with deserving? Is it worthiness? Like, what is driving some of this, right? Is it a trigger food that you had some sort of experience with when you were 6 that's still driving you to not succeed in the way that you want to succeed, right? So that's the other part. And then the very last one is the logistical needs, right? So when you have a nourishment blueprint, you have to be able to integrate all of this information into your life in the way that serves you. And a lot of that is just, you know, in the season of life you're in. If you're a mom and you have 4 kids under the age of 10, your life is going to look very different than a mom who has 2 kids in college and one that's about to be in college, right? It's a completely different season in life. Also, we also have to consider how you're showing up in this world, right? We have to consider who you are, who your authentic self is, and getting really clear with that so that you're not trying to do something that's not going to ever serve you. It's not going to work for you. It doesn't work for your personality type. It doesn't work for your energy and the way you show up. And that is where it all kind of like comes together, right? So let's talk about how a type 1 needs to approach a health and healing plan versus the rest of them, okay? So type 1s are fantastic people. They're the ones that make you smile. They're the entertainers. They're the fun ones. They're the life of the party. They like to go and have a great time. They like to be around lots of people. They get so much out of being with lots of people. It fulfills them, it nourishes them, right? Okay, so you have these people. Um, these folks, these mamas, they cannot, let me repeat this, they cannot be in a super structured plan that feels hard and strategic. It's not going to work for their free spirit. It's just not. So if you are a type 1 mama and you are sitting there calculating percentages for points and all this kind of stuff, or calories, or macros, or whatever, you're going to crash and burn. And I say that kind of funny, but it's true. Like, you're going to crash and burn because it's not you, mama. Like, a type 1 can't have a structured thing where they're constantly calculating percentages and everything. Not because you're not intelligent enough to do it. You are. You just don't want to. Like, it's not your thing. You want it to be fun. You want it to be exciting. You want there to be community. You want to be in groups. Like, if you were to do a workout, you would want to go to a Zumba class because it's fun. Whereas a type 4 might want to go do weightlifting all on their own because it's all about being quiet and using their strength and things like that. So that's what I'm talking about when we have to approach it based on our energy type. So a type 1 is going to want a fun plan. They're going to want to figure out ways to make this fun and exciting and have a lot of support and accountability in others because they really need that. It fulfills them, it nourishes them, it fills them up. Whereas if you put me in a group setting for too long, I need to take a break so I can go fill up on my own, right? Because that's not who I am. So that's a type 1. Type 1s need it to be fun. This is also true if you are a mama of kids and if you know the types that your kids are, right? So if you know that your child is a type 1 and you say, go put away your laundry and I need it to be done this, and this way, you're going to get some backlash. I mean, you're going to get backlash anyways because you're asking them to put away laundry, but you know what I mean? You're going to get that backlash, and the reason you're going to get backlash is because it's not their way of showing up. But if you were to say, hey, look, dude, why don't you go and put some music on and have a dance party while you put your laundry away, they're all in because it's fun and it's exciting and it fills them up. So that's what I'm talking about when I talk about type 1. And then you have type 2 energy, right? This is the soft, calm, thoughtful, sweet energy. These are the mamas that when you get done talking to them, you think, man, she's just so sweet, right? These are those mamas. And that mama cannot thrive and feel very successful in something that is really intense. They don't do intense energy. So if they're working with a coach, like I always think about type 2 mamas trying to work with like that personal trainer who's like, go, 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 do, 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 like hardcore, that's not going to be successful for that mama. That mama needs someone who's very soothing and comforting. And also they need a plan that is going to nourish them, not just nourish them physically, but really nourish their hearts, right? They need very kind and gentle instruction and correction. They need something that makes them feel good. So a lot of self-care practices for type 2 mamas, okay? A lot of self-care. Type 3 mamas, you are like personal trainer ideal clients, right? Because you love to get stuff done. You love seeing results. So I talk about this a lot. And I think I did a rant on here. I don't know if I did a rant on here or my Nourish Mama page, but one of the rants that I did was all about how numbers don't work, right? Not for weight loss. For entrepreneurship, yes. For business, absolutely. But having a goal, having a number goal for weight loss, it doesn't work. And the reason it doesn't work is because you're so fixated on the goal that you that it feels almost daunting and impossible. Like if you know you have 45 pounds to lose and you're focusing on the 45 and you've only lost 2 and you keep focusing on that 45, it's going to feel impossible, right? So I always talk about how we don't have goals. However, as much as my clients don't have goals, like number goals, they have goals, number goals, and they're not fixated on those goals. A type 3 mama, and I have plenty of type 3 clients, okay? A type 3 mama needs the accountability feature, right? They have to have the pat on the back. They have to have certain milestones that they have to hit throughout the process so that they feel accomplished and keep going. Whereas, you know, a type 4 isn't really going to need that as much. They don't need to see all of these like check, 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 checks. They just don't. But a type 3 have to see what they have accomplished because they are result-driven mamas, okay? So when you see that, when you see, you know, that you really, you know that you're a results-driven person, you know that like your biggest thing is to knock off something on your to-do list, you know that you don't really care how it gets done, you just need it done. Like if you've said that before, then you need a plan that has milestones built into it so that you can check off and know that you are getting somewhere, right? Because you need to see the results. And if you're a type 4 mama, you're more like me. Yes, like there's that intensity, but it's a very quiet intensity, okay? You're not a yeller. You're very strategic. You're very calculated. You're very logical. You want to know the why and the how, okay? So for me, when I put together my packages, when I put together my programs, I always approach it from knowing all the different energies so that there's different things that will meet everybody's needs, right? And for a type 4 mama, you want to know the why and how. You have to understand the science before you're allowed to get on board. Like you will not get yourself on board until you understand why and how this is going to work. So if someone tells you, you know, you get 30 points for the week, you want to know why and how. Well, like why? Why 30? Why not 35? Like what does each one mean? What does each one represent? You want to understand the formula. Like you want to understand all of this, right? So you need a plan. You have to have a plan that allows you to celebrate the progress, allows you to see the progress, allows you to understand the science, allows you to understand why you were doing what you were doing. It's not just thrown at you, right? Like, okay, this is the plan and all you do is follow it. Like you can't follow it. Like you will never, ever, ever, never, ever be able to follow it unless you understand why you're doing the things that you're doing, okay? So also, a type 4 is not going to relish in or thrive in a loud, intense environment, kind of like a 2, right? So you have somebody who's coming in going, go, 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 push, push, push. Number 4 is going to say, nope, because the type 4 is also more of the rebel type, right? It's the, I will do things that I know is good for me and nothing more than that. I don't do anything that I don't want to do. Like that's a 4. I'm not doing it, right? So you have to do things differently. You have to do things that feel really good to you and that you know is serving you. You will not do it if you don't know if it's serving you or not. Okay? So that's like the difference in the type 4. Also, all of these types have a typical body type as well. So if you're like, I wonder if I'm a type 1 or a type 2 or a type 3 or a type 4, a type 1, and this is not every single time because also you have to consider the fact that like you have a primary, but you also might have secondary energy. So like for example, my mom is a good example of this only because she is so type 1. She is a Pollyanna. She looks my age. She's very young, very childlike. She loves to do things and be around people. She's very bubbly and she's always laughing and she's loud. She's so loud and sometimes it's like, shh, mom, calm down. Because the type 4 wants things to be calm. I want things to be quiet, right? Like I read research on a Friday night because that is fun to me. So that's the difference. So she's like 100% 1, right? But she has a secondary. Her secondary is a 3. So this woman never stops because not only is she like bubbly and, you know, full of life and excited and everything needs to be joy filled and fun, but she's also a go, 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 push, 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 push kind of person. And when you have that combination, those people don't sit still, right? So you can be more than one, but usually you lean towards one as your dominant and then one as your secondary. So for me, it's really about probably I'm more of a 4-3. Honestly, like I am ambitious and I do like to get things done and I do like to see my success. But yeah, it's more like that calm energy, right? So that's the different energy types, and they typically have a body type that corresponds with each one. So the type 1 is more or less an apple-shaped figure. That's going to be a larger chest, right, ladies? A larger chest. Also a larger stomach area. They usually, that's where they carry their weight, is in their stomach and in their chest. But also very athletic and thinner legs, right? Then you have type 2. Type 2 is usually carrying as like a pear shaped, like you're usually going to be a little thicker in the thighs and in the hiney and kind of like that Kardashian look, right, in the hips. And then you have type 3. Type 3 is like the go-getters, right? And they are the hourglass. They are the curvy girls, right? And then you have type 4. Type 4 is like, I'm sorry, ladies, but kind of straight up and down, not so many curves, more rectangular in shape. Usually these women appear more like lean, like longer and leaner. I'm really short, I'm like 5 feet tall. So this isn't the case all the time, but typically it's more like that long, lean, rectangular look. So I'm trying to think of somebody like right now, it's like a Gwyneth Paltrow or something, right? So it's like that very straight and narrow kind of look, narrow hips. Okay, so if you are interested, you're like, wow, this is kind of interesting. Like, I never really thought about it this way. Whether you're, like, if you're to do a workout class and you're a type 1 energy, you're going to be doing Zumba, right? Like I said, if you're a type 4, you're going to be doing weightlifting all by yourself because, like, that's how you are. And I don't. The other ones you can do whatever. It's just those are like the 2 drastic ones. That's why I was using as an example. But anyways, if this is the kind of stuff that you're interested in, if this is the kind of thing that you're like, well, I never thought about this way. I never really thought about how I could integrate, you know, my energy type into a plan that works for me. Let me know if I can help. I do have the holiday course bundle still available, so if that's something that you want to do, let me know. But either way, just chat with me, like PM me. Get on my calendar, we can talk. If you've ever done a call with me, some of you I know you guys have, there's no pressure, there's no obligation, and even if we decide that like we're not a good fit, I'm going to shoot you in the right direction because I want you to have your best 2018 ever. Like, that's my job. That's what my divine purpose is to help you discover your plan, right? And so if it's working with me, fantastic. If I say, like, you know what, I don't think this is the right program for you, I'm going to say, but I have a feeling that you can go in this way and that'll really help you and really serve you. So if that's something that you want to do, PM me. You can always get on my calendar too. Here, I'll put it right here. So if you get on my calendar, there's a little form that you fill out just so I can understand like where you're coming from, a little background information. And then you fill it out, you click submit, and then it goes to my calendar, and you can get on that if that's something that you would. If you were a 2 or a 4, you're going to go that route. If you're a 1 or a 3, you'll PM me. No, I'm just kidding. But kind of, that's typically how that works, okay? So there we go. Oh, wait, I forgot. That's the website. Sorry. Let's do this again. .org/apply. We'll do that again so that you can see it, okay? Oh wait, I spelled it wrong. So I hope this guys that didn't come out right. I hope this helps, guys. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, And if you need anything, please don't hesitate to ask. I'm going to go play because it's a beautiful day. I live in Texas and it is gorgeous out. So I'm going to go play with my kids. They want to go to the park, and I will talk to you later. Bye, guys.